Real question. Is it so messed up out in this dating world that men just no longer fight for a woman?
To me that I shouldn't be with you.
No, I said if
That's
you.
what I feel.
No, I said if I'm some, harping bully, which is what you make me sound like. Like I'm like constantly on you, making you feel bad. That's because that's what I do. And then you ignore everything. You take me for granted. You're ignoring everything that I do for you. You make me sound terrible. You talk about me in a terrible way. You do not fight for me, and then you want to sit here and make me sound so terrible to be around.
Fight for you?
You don't. Everything I've already explained.
No,
10 minutes before.
No, fight for you. I don't understand.
You never ever do the work. Put in the work. If we're arguing about something, you don't ever try to get to the bottom of it, figure out, make the peace. You want to make it easy on you, so you split. You don't fight for me. You don't fight when there's a problem. You don't come to me. You don't make peace with me. You never extend an olive branch. You're never the bigger guy. You're never the one that's like, okay, I'm going to put my own feelings aside for a second and say, this is bigger than us. Let's stop fighting. You never are the one to come and knock on my door. You take me for granted.
It's not true. It's not true. I'm not the one who fucking throws fucking pots and
That's different. That's different.
Else at me.
That's different. That's one does not negate the other. That's irrelevant. It's a complete non sequitur. Just because I've thrown pots and pans does not mean that you come and knock on the door. Just because there are vases does not mean that you come and knock on the door.
Really, I should just let you throw.
I'm not saying that. You're saying that. You're putting words in my mouth and then making non sequiturs.
I'm giving you a situation.
I don't consider myself to be a particularly ethical person, but I am fair.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. You can't see it here too much, but this was one of my favorite shirts, and I must have got bleach on the collar because it's discolored. And I was like, damn. Okay. Some of my older shirts I wouldn't have minded if that happened to. Oh well. Tonight's video is about when a woman says she needs you to fight for her. Maybe not in those words exactly. She may say, "Why don't you fight for me?" And similar how Amber Heard was telling Johnny Depp there, and he was trying to wrap his head around it. Because I think one of my exes might have said a similar thing. And to give you a full thing of what would happen between us is it would be good, and then maybe we would have a disagreement, and in her case she would have a tendency to take it to level 10. And after so many times of that, when she would do that, and sometimes say some things that would really hurt my feelings, that I in turn will say something to really hurt her feelings. Sometimes to get ahead of that, I would just leave. And I know that's not the proper way to handle a situation like that, but I was out of answers or options because it seemed like it was either or. Maybe if when we start having certain issues and disagreements early in the relationship, I could probably say, hey, you're not going to talk to me like that. Reel her back in. See, these are things that I know now that may or may not work. With the women that I've dated, it seems like it works with them. Now, of course, though, being in a relationship with a woman is a totally different thing, meaning if she's living with you, okay? Unless if you have the heart to totally kick her out. And I do think in most cases, a lot of women are able to out argue their men, either because a man doesn't have the verbiage to keep up with her, or either he doesn't want to low blow her like she may low blow him, or he had just been taught to take a certain amount of abuse. Now, look, I understand in a relationship, that includes with friendships as well, but when I think of friendships, when I have a disagreement with someone, it can always get kind of reeled back in. Or if it does get to the case that me and another guy are coming to blows, we'll be able to sit down and be like, yo, dog, I was wrong for doing that. At least one of us will usually do that. And then it will be kibosh. It will not be a thing. But when it's a man and a woman, it always seems like it's different territory right there. And I don't think a lot of women, because I know this, just for the simple fact of when both parents raise their daughters, they do not teach her how to treat a man. They may tell her how to be with other people, but they don't tell her how to conduct herself in a relationship or when she's having a disagreement with her man. Men, on the other hand, unless they have no supervision at all, they are usually told what a man should say, not do, how he should cater to her, how he should try to hear her, how he should be more open, that type of stuff right there. And depending on the woman, because it may be some women that you can be a little open with. I haven't found one yet. I can be open with some female friends that I know. But as far as a woman that I'm in a relationship with, it tends to feel like if it's early in the relationship, she'll hear what you have to say and she will try to meet you halfway. But once they get years down the line, especially after kids come, I have to think a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women don't fucking care how the man feels. It's all about how she feels. But I reveal right here that this woman is going to explain what a woman means when she says she wants you to fight for her. And I want to make sure that I have the definition in my head correct. So let's look at that.
Hey guys, real question. Is it so messed up out in this dating world that men just no longer fight for a woman? I know that guys, you want, to feel wanted and cared about and all that kind of stuff too. But sometimes a woman just needs for you to show that you're going to fight a little bit harder for her. So so that she can feel safe to say okay. Sometimes they're just gonna push a little bit to make sure that you're gonna stay there. And sometimes they just need to see that you're gonna stay. Because they haven't had that before. For one time, I just want somebody to fucking stand there for me. Say, I ain't fucking leaving. So if you guys have a woman in your life and she's being stubborn and she's doing whatever, just stay. Show her that you're not giving up on her. That could just be the make or break it. That's all it can take. Just say, baby, I'm not leaving. Have your tantrum. Do your thing. That's not what happened with me today. I didn't do that, but it's just bringing up a lot of feelings because there was a situation that I just couldn't have. And, God, my dog bugged me. Rose, you want to come here? And, it just brought up a lot of things. Triggered me a lot about people just not staying and not caring enough. Saying that they do. This is what's breathing in the camera. But just not staying. I don't know. Just show your women that you love them. They'll give you the world if you do. Especially if it's the right one. That is all. Goodbye.
I need a drink. If I didn't say this before, I reacted to this video some years ago. And after looking at that video, I was like, okay, you need to redo this. With the new energy and information that I have now. This right here would always used to get me when a woman would start breaking down crying. An example for me is I could be in an argument with one of my past lovers that we was in a relationship for a while. And she says some things, I say some things, and then she would just bust out crying and say something like, "You're going to leave me." And that will always stop me. And that is the thing that I now look at women differently with this particular thing. When I could be vulnerable, or I could be on the ropes, or I could be feeling down, will she stand over top of me and keep hitting me verbally or punishing me after she see that I'm already defeated or already gave in? Whereas when it's reversed, when I see a woman just fall apart and become a mess, I want to console her. I want to hug her. I want to hold her and let her know, you're getting on my freaking nerves right now, but I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave you in the dirt. But I have to admit, all the women that say that they love me so much, they did not do that for me when I was the one that was falling apart or on the brink right there. So, to women out there, the ones that care, I'm not talking about the ones that don't care and the ones that's like, men should be this and that and that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about women that actually care about their men. You can't just say it, you have to show it. Now, this woman is not wrong here. I understand what she's saying. And is the thing of we're not perfect and just don't drop and leave just when things get tough. When I start to become a little bit of a bitch, when things start to get difficult with me, just don't leave me. That sounds really funny. Because when men go through a similar thing, a lot of times I don't think women give a fuck. But she did say one thing that hung in my memory. She said, with the right one. So if you can get the right one, which who's the right one? A lot of people will appear to be the right one when you are looking your best, when you have a lot of money in the bank, when, well, for women, when you're highly attractive. You can't tell who will be the person that really has your back until they show and prove it. And the thing that I've learned is even if a person is like that, that doesn't mean that they'll stay like that because things can always change years or months down the line. I partially do want to tell men to try to understand their women better, to try to be there more for them because women usually need a little bit more. Not all women, because some women don't like that particular thing, but a lot of women that I come across, they like to be encouraged emotionally and feel that their man is there, even if you can't do it perfectly. At least show that you care how she feels. And this is another topic here. This is why I don't think I really ever had an issue with not having sex in a relationship because I didn't mind talking. I didn't mind holding her hand. I didn't mind being there when she needed me to be there. The only thing though, even with that particular thing, I think sometimes when a woman's with a man that's not her first choice or not the one that she really wants to be with, she can psych herself up or make herself believe that, well, for that moment, that this is the man that she's going to give her heart and soul to. And she will make you believe that she's really into you like that until the feelings start to fade. It can be some things that you do, but it can be outside forces, new friends, things that she experienced, maybe get tired of certain routines. You guys move into a new place can also change some things in between you two. So, barring that you not having those issues right there, I think both men and women should try to fight for their relationship a little bit harder, not just give up right when it just seems convenient. And the funny thing is, I believe women fight the hardest for relationships. Not all women, but a lot of women fight hardest for relationships when they either think they can go somewhere with that man or if they are still trying to get to a certain finish line like marriage and kids. Now once she gets to that point right there, especially with the kids, then you will know if she, and by then for the man is too late. then you will know if that woman will keep on fighting or will she give up. Because if she gives up, she gets some cash and prizes when she leaves. She gets child support, depending on how much money you make. She'll get alimony on top of the money that she's already making if she's probably working. And most of these women are working these days. And I do encourage that they do work and do hobbies and do things that make them happy. But at the same time, these days, I don't want the man to forget himself in the relationship, because women always talk about losing themselves in the relationship. I do think this happens to men. It's just that we've been programmed to think that's okay, that that's what we supposed to do. And I drifted off on another conversation. But let's try to be better in our relationships and try to fight harder for the one that supposedly you love. Give me a like and subscribe, and have a good night.
When a woman wants to get rid of you, she becomes the biggest bitch in the history of the world. That's the oldest trick in the book. If any of you guys have a girlfriend right now and she's just being an intolerable bitch, the reason why she's doing that is she wants you to break up with her. All right? That's what she's doing it for. That's her whole purpose. And the reason why she's doing that, she wants to find a better option. Or she might already have a better option.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Dollar bills, keep you falling from me. I love the way I feel, boss. Some money, dropping on my money. Drop some money on a sister, yummy, yeah. Drinking, buy that things I like. Boy, stopping in my ass tonight. Some money, dropping on my money.